In a little town called Tokat in Türkiye, Turkey, a discovery was made deep where shadows had kept this secret safe for over 1,000 years. They found was an ancient Bible, older than any you've seen before, written in a mysterious language that almost nobody speaks anymore. And the stories inside are nothing like the Bible most people know today. This ancient book holds secrets that challenge everything we think we know about history and religion. It discusses the omission of stories, the disappearance of books, and the deliberate concealment of events. Even the experts, the ones who study old books and ancient languages, are scratching their heads. They know that this discovery could change everything, maybe even rewrite history itself. Some people say this ancient Bible is cursed, like it was hidden for a reason, as if the shadows wrapped themselves around it to keep its secrets safe. In the year 64 AD, during the reign of Emperor Nero in Rome, flames devoured the city, with smoke darkening the sky. The blame for this disaster fell on Christians, a new and misunderstood group. This signaled the start of the Great Persecution. They hunted Christians, burned their texts, and forced them to meet in secret. It was a time when possessing certain books could mean risking your life. The situation becomes even more dire in 303 AD. Emperor Diocletian orders the systematic burning of Christian scriptures and the arrest of believers. The flames consumed every copy of the Bible they could find. His goal is to destroy any written words that might go against the beliefs of the Roman Empire. Yet, some of these texts survived, hidden in caves, buried underground, or secretly passed from one generation to the next. This newly found Bible from Turkey dates back to these dangerous times. It contains stories and books that never made it into the official Bible, the one you might find in churches today. For example, it includes writings like the Gospel of Barnabas, a text that historians say could have been written in the first few centuries AD. But unlike the accepted Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, this one tells a very different story about Jesus and his life. It even suggests that Jesus wasn't the one crucified, a claim that could turn the foundation of Christian beliefs upside down. Around 367 AD, Bishop Athanasius of Alexandria sent out a famous letter that defined which books would be included in the New Testament. He selected 27 books, excluding many others, some because they were considered too mysterious or controversial. He excluded texts such as the Gospel of Thomas or the Book of Enoch, leading many churches to adopt this version of the Bible shortly after. People rejected over 19 different books, 5 Gospels and 14 epistles, labeled them as heretical, or simply forgot about them. Some of these missing books, like the ones found in this ancient Turkish Bible, tell tales of lost angels, giants, and divine secrets. They explore a world where faith and myth blur together, where supernatural beings might have walked among humans. The erasure of a whole chapter of history is akin to tearing out pages from a diary and burying them in the dark. Even in the Middle Ages, around 500 AD, the suppression of these texts continued. People were still burning Bibles and punishing those who found them. Literacy was restricted, making it even harder for ordinary people to access the knowledge locked in these hidden writings. The church used this secrecy to dictate which stories to share and which to keep hidden. The fact that this Turkey Bible survived is more terrifying than its contents. For over 1,000 years, it remained hidden, protected from those who wanted to silence its voice. It challenges the official story, the one that has been taught for centuries. For centuries, certain stories and teachings have been deliberately hidden away, and this mysterious book holds many of them. Throughout history, accepted beliefs have deemed certain ideas, stories, and writings too controversial or challenging. The Church often labeled these texts as heretical, indicating that they contradicted its teachings. They included interpretations and events that didn't fit neatly into the framework of early Christian doctrine, which made them a threat to the religious leaders who sought to control what people believed. Therefore, the religious leaders either destroyed or hid many of these writings, tucking them away in places they might never find. This ancient Bible contains stories that differ dramatically from the Bible we know today. For instance, it includes descriptions of the Nephilim, a mysterious race of giants said to be the offspring of fallen angels. The traditional Bible only briefly mentions these towering and powerful beings, but this hidden text delves deeper into their origins and influence. It details a world where angels descended from heaven, mingled with humans, and produced giants, beings said to be as tall as trees and as strong as lions. This ancient text paints a picture of a time when the world was filled with supernatural beings, where heaven and earth seemed closer than we could ever imagine today. People deemed these stories too strange and fantastical to accept as truth, leading to their exclusion from the widely known Bible. The Gospel of Barnabas presents an entirely different account of the crucifixion, suggesting that it wasn't Jesus who died on the cross, but someone else. This idea alone was enough to keep this gospel buried in the shadows, as it directly contradicts one of the core beliefs of Christianity, the death and resurrection of Jesus. If individuals began to accept alternative versions of these stories, it could potentially challenge the authority of religious leaders and disrupt the fundamental principles of faith. That's why the Church often referred to texts like those in this ancient Bible as apocryphal, implying that they were doubtful or not genuine. Early church leaders sought to maintain consistency in their teachings, shrouding any writings that contradicted or confused them in secrecy. Today, scholars and historians are still piecing together the puzzle. They're asking if these mysterious texts were based on ancient memories, or if they were early attempts to understand the world's greatest mysteries, where we came from, and what our purpose is. In this newly discovered Bible, one of the most unsettling stories is that of the Nephilim. According to the text, these giants were the children of a forbidden union between fallen angels, beings who had descended from heaven, and human women. This story paints a picture of a time when the world was far different from what we know, a time when the sky itself seemed closer to the earth, and powerful beings could interact with ordinary people. People said that the Nephilim towered over human beings like giants from a nightmare, reaching as high as buildings and as strong as 10 men. In traditional biblical stories, we get only a small glimpse of the Nephilim. The book of Genesis mentions them, describing them as the mighty men of old, the men of renown. However, the Türkiye text delves deeper into their history, implying their significant role in ancient times. Imagine living in a world where creatures like the Nephilim walked the earth, giants whose footsteps could shake the ground and whose presence could make even the bravest warriors tremble. But why were these stories about giants and fallen angels hidden away? The Church saw them as too dangerous, too strange to be part of the Bible that people would read and believe in. Including these tales might make the world seem too mysterious and chaotic, and it could challenge the idea of a neatly ordered universe ruled by a single God. Therefore, the official scriptures excluded these tales, leaving them as whispers in ancient manuscripts and rumors among those curious about what else might exist. Yet the legends of giants go beyond just biblical texts. Throughout history, people from different parts of the world have spoken of enormous beings, from the Goliath in the Bible, defeated by the young David, to the tales of Anakim in the land of Canaan. Stories of giants have persisted across time. Ancient Greek myths tell of titans, powerful giants who once ruled the earth before the Olympian gods. Even in Irish folklore, there is the legend of Finn McCool, a giant who built a bridge across the sea. It's as if every culture holds onto some memory of colossal beings that existed before humans became the rulers of the world. According to some stories, people viewed the giants as both protectors and threats, possessing the ability to either build up or destroy entire societies. People believed they possessed ancient wisdom, possibly inherited from their angelic fathers, which simultaneously fascinated and frightened them. It's a haunting reminder of a time when people saw the world through a lens of mystery and wonder. Where the boundaries between myth and reality were thin, the Nephilim became so dangerous that they helped to bring about the Great Flood, the same flood from the story of Noah's Ark. Not only did the flood purge the earth of sinful humans, but it also aimed to eliminate these giants who had become a threat to everyone. As the waters rose, the Nephilim disappeared from the earth, leaving behind only fragments of their story. However, if we believe the ancient Bible, their spirits continued to exist, trapped between worlds, haunting the earth like shadows from a time long forgotten. The unearthing of this ancient Bible not only piqued the interest of Christian scholars, it also drew attention from other religious communities, including Muslims, Jews, and historians from all over the world. This is due to the text's mention of stories and figures found in both the Christian Bible and the Quran, such as Jesus, the prophets, and ancient tales. However, the narratives present a unique perspective. This ancient manuscript offers a fresh perspective, and that has led to some heated debates. For Muslims, this text seemed to echo beliefs that they've held for over a millennium. Suddenly, a link appeared between this ancient Bible and Islamic teachings, bringing the two faiths into a unique dialogue about their shared history. But it's not just about agreeing or disagreeing. This ancient text also raises questions about how each religion views its holy scriptures. For Christians, the Bible has been the cornerstone of faith, passed down through generations as the ultimate truth. But this newfound Bible reminds everyone that the selection of books in the Bible wasn't a straightforward process. It involved choices, debates, and sometimes even disagreements among early church leaders. By showing stories that were excluded or hidden away, this ancient Bible challenges Christians to reflect on how their faith was shaped and what might have been left behind. For many, the ancient Bible's different interpretations threaten the familiar beliefs they've held. The Catholic Church, for example, has long stood by the canonized version of the Bible, arguing that it represents the most authentic teachings. The idea that there could be another text, one that tells a different story, challenges the stability of that tradition. Even within the Muslim world, there are debates over how this ancient text aligns with Islamic teachings and whether it should be considered historical evidence or just another apocryphal account. Instead of seeing the differences between their beliefs, some scholars are starting to look for the common threads. They're exploring how different religious texts describe the same events in their own ways and what that might tell us about the cultures and ideas of those ancient times. It's as if this hidden Bible has opened a door, inviting people from various backgrounds to come together and search for a bigger picture, one that encompasses many different views of the past. This manuscript, buried in the heart of Turkey for over 1,000 years, is more than just an artifact. It's a key that unlocks a door to a past that many thought was sealed forever. The stories held in this old Bible have reignited debates among scholars, believers, and curious minds. They have forced us to confront the idea that maybe, just maybe, history is not as straightforward as we once thought. The tales of lost angels, ancient giants, and mysterious interpretations of Jesus' life make us question how much of the past we really understand. If you're feeling the thrill of these ancient mysteries, consider supporting our journey into the unknown by hitting that super thanks button. Every contribution helps us continue exploring the mysteries that make you wonder and think. That's what makes this ancient Bible so compelling. It reminds us that knowledge is never truly lost, only waiting to be rediscovered. It's a puzzle that asks us to put the pieces together, even if some pieces don't seem to fit. For those who believe, this discovery can feel like a test of faith. It's as if we're standing at the edge of a great mystery, one that asks us to believe in a story that is far larger and more complex than we imagined. For historians, it's a rare opportunity to study a version of events that might reveal hidden truths. And for the curious, it's a thrilling adventure, like being on the hunt for buried treasure, with every clue leading to more questions than answers. Scholars continue to delve into this ancient manuscript, and believers grapple with its implications, presenting us with a choice. We can dismiss these stories as relics of a forgotten past, or we can see them as a reminder of how vast and mysterious our world truly is. It's a chance to explore the unknown, to imagine a time when giants roamed the earth, angels touched the ground, and forbidden knowledge lay just out of reach. Perhaps the real power of this ancient Bible is in the way it makes us think about the nature of truth itself. It shows us that history is like a story with many chapters, some written down, some erased, and others hidden away until the time is right. This Bible, with its worn pages and strange tales, is a reminder that there are still so many things we don't know, stories waiting to be found in the shadows. This ancient Bible may be just the beginning of a much larger mystery, one that challenges us to look beyond what we think we know and wonder about the worlds that remain hidden. And as we turn out the lights and let the shadows settle once more, we might feel a lingering shiver knowing that some secrets were never meant to be uncovered. And yet, here they are. What will you choose to believe? Thanks for watching. Be part of our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.